Welcome to Glow Getter Guru. Let's go on this journey together to ignite our inner spark and illuminate the path to success and happiness. On this show, we're diving deep into the world of empowerment, motivation, and personal growth. Whether you're chasing your dreams, building your empire, or just need that little extra shine in your life, I got you, girl. Each episode, I'll be bringing inspiring stories, thought-provoking insights, and advice to help us unleash our full potential. So let's be the luminaries we were born to be, and let's light up the world together.
Welcome to Glow Getter Guru.
Hey girl, we're back. Welcome back to another episode of Glow Getter Guru. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for listening. I am your host, Zella. And if you're coming back and listening again, thank you for returning. I appreciate you and I love you and I'm so excited to have you here. So we talked about last week being in our elevation era, but I had to take a step back because now I want to dive deeper actually into that and talk about how to rebrand ourselves. We are reinventing ourselves, right? Because I've mentioned that, we're 6 months into the year. And I've accomplished a lot and I've failed a lot in other places. And to be honest with you, I just have to admit to myself, like, you're not in this area. You say it's important to you, but you're not acting like it's important to you. And I know that habits are hard to overcome and things like that, but I could make a stronger effort. And I'm sure you can relate to that because I'm sure there's somewhere in your life where you could be making a stronger effort, but you're not. This is what I want to get into. How to reinvent yourself. Getting out of our own way, because I'm getting out of my way, you're going to get out of your way, and we're going to reinvent ourselves, and we're going to become that person that we want to see ourselves as. And this is how we're going to do it. The first thing is that we are going to understand what it is that we want. Think about, what are you living for? Are you just existing or are you living? I really had to sit and think because we get to these points in our life where we're so busy all the time and we're just on go, we're moving and moving. And it's just like, why? For what purpose? So the first thing, understanding what we want out of life. So figuring out, where are we currently putting our hardest work or the best version of ourselves? Is it truly where we want to be putting them? Why are we working hard in that particular area? Is it survival? So what specifically do we want out of life? So let's write down what our dream lifestyle is. For me personally, I would like to be much more wealthy than I am financially. I would like to have a lot more freedom to work on things that I'm passionate about and to be just creative because I love to create. And that includes like painting and dancing, singing, and pretty much anything creative. If I want to get some pearlers and make some pearler necklaces or make some jewelry, I just love to be creative. And so when I think about the dream life that I want, it involves a lot more money, a lot more freedom. But when I dig truly deep down inside me of why do I want that, is because truly I just want me and my family to experience the best possible life that we can while we're here on earth, because it's over in a flash. So for me, being financially free means that we can do more things together, like take vacations. And when I say vacation, I like to have like a full experience. I told you I have rich bitch energy when I'm on vacation. So I need to be a rich bitch to keep that up because I want to be able to afford experiences wherever I want in the world with my family, with no limits. If we see something and we want to try it and it's expensive, I don't want money to be the thing that stops us from having an experience. So that's deeply important to me. And so that's one of the things that I'm understanding about what I want out of life. I need more money to be able to create more beautiful, meaningful, and frequent experiences. I mean, ideally, I would like to take like a 1-year sabbatical with my entire family. And in order to take a sabbatical of any kind, 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever, any prolonged time taking off work, your life still has to function financially, unless I'm selling my house and we're going to buy one when we come back. That's not going to happen because that's not the way I would like to do my sabbatical. So anyway, it would take time and money, but that's a real goal of mine because I want us to be able to experience life to the fullest. So understanding what type of life you want. So like writing that down. And I'm actually going to be doing this exercise tonight after I record this podcast episode. I've done this a few years back where the things I'm telling you to reinvent yourself, I've done them and I have gained so much from doing it in the past into some of the habits that I've developed that I'm really strong at, like my finances, managing my finances. I wasn't always good at that, but years of practice and doing this exercise years ago, and now like that's one of my strongest areas. So understanding what you want out of life, figuring out where you're putting your hardest work and why, and writing down your ideal lifestyle. The second thing is that we are going to paint ourselves a picture of who it is that we are becoming. So that is creating and stepping fully into your alter ego. The Sasha Fierce energy that we need to have. So when you think about your ideal person, you write things down, and you can write these sentences down in the present tense as who your alter ego is, who that person is. You're writing things down that you would consider to be the best version of you in order to get what you want out of that dream life that you wrote down for what you understood out of life. What kind of person has that type of lifestyle? What are her characteristics? What are her morning routines or evening routines? What kind of eating habits does she have? Does she take vitamins? Does she not take vitamins? Does she plan a weekend trip every 3 months? What are the habits and characteristics of the person that you want to be able to have that life that you wrote down? And so you really have to dig deep, and you have to go beyond, superficial things like she's so beautiful every single day and her outfit's always on point. Like dig deep into her as a person and her habits and the things that she does on a day-to-day basis. Like when she wakes up and she yawns, and like does she stretch her back and then walk to the restroom and brush her teeth, wash her face, brush her hair? Does she take a mindful shower? Does she meditate after the shower? Does she journal at all? What kind of self-reflection do you do in the morning? Does she do any self-reflection in the morning? Does she have a minimalist wardrobe so you don't think that much about, what you're going to wear, and you think more about what you're going to do in the day? What kind of work does she do? How many streams of income does she have? Really get very detailed. And you can compare it to yourself of your current habits. Like when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you do? What do you do after that? What do you do after that? Do you wake up late every morning? Does your alter ego wake up on time? Does she love waking up in the mornings? Are you a morning person now? She is someone who wakes up early. She's someone who loves to meditate and reflect on her day. She loves to take 10 minutes in the morning before she gets dressed to just simply plan out her day. Whatever it is, write it down. And when you're writing these characteristics down, you can categorize them, by health, income, whatever you want to categorize it as, and write down, a mantra or affirmations that you can repeat to yourself to become this person daily. So it's in the forefront of your mind, because one is that you're creating the alter ego, but two is that you need to fully step into being that person, stepping in and stepping out of that person as much as you can. You're trying to get closer and closer and closer to becoming that best version of yourself. And that is the goal to reinventing ourselves, because we're going from the version that we are of ourselves now, and we're trying our hardest to live up to our own expectations and what we know that we're capable of. So that's what we're going to do. Also include the type of things that she tolerates or the type of boundaries that she has things like that. Because I know like part of reinventing yourself, sometimes we get held back by these relationships that we have that we feel that we're tied to that may not necessarily be healthy for us, whether it's with your dog or it's with a family member or it's with a long-term friendship that isn't necessarily healthy for you, or if it's, with your boss, your current job. Write down the type of things that, she doesn't let herself get disrespected at work. She doesn't let people be passive aggressive to her. She confronts when she has an issue with someone in a respectful and kind way, and things like that are also characteristics that you can write down. So it does take a bit of being self-aware about your current habits and what areas you would like to improve in the reinvention of yourself. And also highlight all of the areas that you're already thriving in and still include those in your alter ego and write them down, because those are the parts of yourself that you're going to carry into this new version, and it's going to fit right in with everything that you want. So the next thing is do things that make you feel good on a daily basis. So I would like to practice this more because, I've done this for years. When I have a really busy time at work, when I have a really, really busy time at work or a really stressful time at work, I get overdressed and I do my makeup so good. And when I know that I'm going to have a hard day, I wake up, I'm like, what's the best outfit? And I'm going to do my makeup. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to look good because I like to do things that make me feel good and that will put me in the best mood possible. So you want to do that on a daily because it's going to give you this unconscious energy that's going to make you be better that day. So that means dressing the part. If the way you dress makes you feel more confident, dress up a little. If there's a certain way that you know that you love how your hair looks when you have it styled that way, then do that. If you're the type of person that wears makeup, take a little extra time and try to perfect it and practice so that you can feel the most confident, and you can do those things on a daily. Maybe if you usually take an hour to do your makeup that's flawless, work on getting a little bit faster so that you can start doing it on a more regular basis so that you can feel like the best version of yourself. Other things that you can do are to work on your posture. And have you ever heard of like power posing? Just do like a quick Google search of power posing. And I think it's so funny, the science behind power posing and how it can make you feel confident. It can boost your mood in just a short amount of time. And we have the queen bee, who is always power posing on stage, which I love. And sometimes when I remember to do it, I just look at myself in the mirror and I go on a power pose and I look at myself in the eyes and I'm like, yes, bitch, superwoman, you better work. That's what I want you to do. So basically, yeah, do things that make you feel good on a daily. Like put effort into you. Put effort into you. You should be the one putting the most effort into you. So that's what we're going to do because we are reinventing ourselves. Okay, period. And after you look good, we're going to work on our mindset so we can also feel good. And when I say work on your mindset, I don't mean only listening to podcasts like this, where I'm encouraging you to be your best self and you got this, girl, and you're so wonderful and you're so amazing and I love you so much. It's also your environment that you're in. So if you want to clean up your office or, just be in a place that's inspiring or that feels good, like even just cleaning your space or cleaning out a little corner for yourself, it can help you feel more clear in your mind if your space is clear. So like, for example, I don't know if you watch this on YouTube, I have a backboard and I have ordered a sign that says Glow Getter Guru behind me because I wanted to create this environment where I am a podcaster. I didn't have any experience with podcasting. I don't have a lot of experience being on camera, or I wasn't necessarily comfortable being on camera, but I'm getting more and more comfortable. And I set up this space for me to get in the mindset of this version of myself is a podcaster. So that's what I'm doing. And that's how I'm addressing the mindset, by creating an environment where I am a podcaster. That also means what I already touched on about negative relationships, maybe taking some space for those, or dedicated days where you just focus on yourself and you focus on being positive. The other thing is to do things that inspire you. So we talked about that with, hobbies and such like that, taking care of your mindset. Another part of nurturing your mindset to help you continue to reinvent yourself and be the best version of yourself is that not only are you taking space from negative relationships or negative environments that kind of bring out the darker sides of you that you don't necessarily always want to have prevalent, but you want to also try to spend more time with those people that bring out the best version of you, that make you feel the most healthy, the most happy, the most positive, the most mind expanding. Like, who are those people that you can talk about the reason why you want to reinvent yourself, and someone that can check in on you, someone that may also have similar goals or that wants to do inspiring things with you. And those are the type of people that you need to spend more of your time with so that, you have support and you're continuing to become the best version of yourself by hanging out with the people that bring that out of you. Oh, so this one is a little bit more confrontational for yourself. It still falls under addressing your mindset, but the other thing is to be self-aware of how your actions are impacting your environment around you. So does that mean you are carrying around trauma, or you are quick-tempered normally, and are you, snapping at people, or are you coming across as rude and things like that? So part of addressing your mindset is calling yourself out on your own bullshit and saying, okay, I'm in this situation, but what part did I play in it? And how can I work on this? How can I work on this? So I'll just give you a quick example, like me and my child. I think every parent can probably relate to this. I don't know, maybe not. Me, I started as a parent as very young, as a teenager, so we basically grew up together. And I did go through a phase where I did not want to talk to him because everything he said was just smart, talk back, like, I don't know, disrespect. And I did not want to be like involved. And then I think eventually it got to the point where he could feel my energy, and I don't think he felt like I liked him. And to be honest with you, I did not like him at the time. But I was the one who had to say, why is this relationship like this? And what can I do? And it's my job to guide them. And it's so hard when you don't want to be around them. But yeah, like I said, I think every parent goes through that at some point. But yeah, then I had to make a really strong, conscious effort to, okay, have more patience. If he says something smart, you don't have to react to it. And it was just like a conscious effort of, what role did I play? How can I turn this around? And it's going to be hard, but I have to continually address my mindset to make this better. And, eventually it works. But, life is a cycle. So I'm sure we might go through another phase like that too, because he's going into his teenage years. So yeah, that's under your mindset. And then the next thing, then one of the most important things of reinventing yourself is, of course, habits, which we have talked about in the past. And so that is facing your fears, making new habits easy. So if you want to wake up early in the morning, maybe put your phone on the other side of the room with the alarm, so you can get in the habit of, you literally have to get up and walk across the room to turn off your alarm, and then you're already up. So you did it. And so you do that every day until you have a habit of waking up at that time. And then you can put your phone back on your nightstand because you know you're going to get up. And then starting over and over again when you mess up, and never giving up. We talked about that in our elevation era because I have been going through that with my health. This year was supposed to be my most healthiest year yet. That's what I told myself at the end of last year, the beginning of this year. And I even started off a little strong in the first 2 months, and then things taper off as they do with most people in their New Year's resolutions. So everything was still going good except for my health goal. But I just told myself start again and again and again. And it was supposed to be my best year and actually became my worst year. So all my other goals going flawlessly. But I became the heaviest that I have ever been in my entire life this year because I have not been practicing these steps and I have not been holding myself accountable. And we are reinventing ourselves. And that means that we're going to be holding ourselves accountable and we're going to be confronting ourselves and working on our mindset and facing our fears and getting rid of our limiting beliefs of me thinking, oh, I can't do this. I've done it before. I can do it again and I can sustain it. So another part of your habits is just knowing that, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel out of place. It's going to feel not normal to you. And that's why you're doing it again and again and again. And you're trying to make it as easy as possible. So if I want to make sure that I'm going to work out every single day, then maybe I will have my clothes laid out so that when a certain time and I'm in this certain area always around that time of day, and then I look over and I see my nicely folded workout clothes, I'll put them on. Or maybe when I come home from work on the days I go in office, maybe I will change into my workout clothes the second I get in the house, and then maybe I'll just go for a walk. I'm going to sort out how I'm going to make the habits easy. And we're almost done here. So I think there's just a few left. And I guess technically this could fall under mindset, but you need to set some boundaries for yourself because you can't let things interrupt what you're trying to do for yourself. We only have one life to live. And what do they say on the airplane? Put your mask on before you help other people. So this one is setting boundaries for yourself. So don't say yes to everything. Don't feel like you have to say yes to everything. I'm sorry if you're one of those people that you just don't want to let people down, but just try it. A few times it's going to be uncomfortable. You say no to something or that you can't, or you can even extend like, I would love to. Normally I would, but I can't right now. And I'm sorry, but keep me updated on, how things are going. And maybe in the future, if I'm able to, I can maybe offer you some support. So just don't say yes to everything and see how that goes for you. And when you realize that you're not saying yes to everything and you're saying no and realizing you don't have to be everywhere for everyone all the time, you'll see that there's more space for you to create that alter ego that you wrote down that you want to become. And nobody's going to be hurt. Nobody's going to get hurt, by you skipping a few things or just telling them like, I love you and I love helping you. And I always have, but I just really need to focus on me right now because there's some things that I need to sort through personally. And those are the type of boundaries that you need to set. And I know I just said 3 seconds ago, no one will get hurt, but some people do get hurt on those things because some people do feel entitled to your time and they do feel like you're obligated to do certain things for them, but you're not. So boundaries. And then the other thing is to be proud of who you are. So when you're introducing yourself, you're stepping into your alter ego. When you're meeting people, maybe introduce your full name. That's different. I think it's more memorable if you say, yes, hello, nice to meet you. My name is first name, last name. You know what I mean? Usually it's just a first name or a nickname, but a nice firm like handshake or just strong eye contact and then giving your full name. Come on, that's confidence right there. So yeah, be proud of who you are. When you think about the things that you're doing and you're, going about your day doing these things, think, am I proud to be doing this right now? And if the answer is no, then you have the opportunity right then and there to switch up what you're doing. And if the answer is yes, keep doing what you're doing, sis. And so I said we were coming to a close, but I just have 2 last things. The next thing is to genuinely care about people. So you're building deep connections and it will help you get perspectives and different understanding of the world and different people and how they work and make stronger connections. And when you genuinely care about people and you're making eye contact with them and you're not bringing everything they say back to you or how you can relate, even when you can relate, ask people questions about them and look them in their eyes, listen to their stories. Don't let your mind wander, like focus on other people. And you'll see that you will also become blessed by other people when you genuinely care and you genuinely make deep connections with them. And the very, very last thing is to always be grateful. I talked a little bit about gratitude in our elevation era. I literally was talking about how I'm grateful for paper towels. There are so many things to be grateful for. Every step that you take and every leap and bound that you make when you're reinventing yourself, be grateful for where you came from. Always look back and think, I am so grateful for this journey. I'm grateful that that happened, the bad things, the good things. I'm glad I put more effort into this. I'm glad I decided to put my phone across the room. Just be grateful for everything that you have and everything that you're creating and the place that you came from. And before you know it, we will be Zella 2.0. Best version, no upgrade needed for now. So, yeah, I wish you the best of luck. I know you can do this. I know you got this. And I will talk to you next week, hopefully, if you come back and chat with me. Again, I'm your host, Zella, and it was so nice talking to you. And I will see you next week. Bye, girl. Thank you so much for listening to Glow Getter Guru today and for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Do me a favor. If there was something that you loved about this episode or that you connected with, please let me know. Connect with me on Instagram. I can't wait to hear from you. Talk to you soon. Bye.